See, let us draw the graph of y is equals to secant inverse x. This is our fifth inverse trigonometric function graph. Okay, so y is equals to secant inverse x. See, few values related to secant function. Secant 0 degrees is equals to 1. Secant pi by 3, secant 60 degrees is equals to 2. Secant pi by 4 is equals to root 2. And secant 90 degrees is infinity. See, whenever its inverse exists, of course we have to restrict its domain so that it is 1, 1. By taking its range as codomain, automatically its inverse will be exist. Whenever secant 0 is equals to 1, secant inverse 1 will be 0. So secant inverse 1 is 0. And secant inverse 2 is pi by 3 somewhere here. And secant inverse infinity will be pi by 2. So this is pi by 2 level. And secant inverse minus 1 is pi. This is pi. Secant inverse minus 2 will be 120. And secant inverse minus infinity will be almost 90. Now the graph of secant inverse x function is like this. Okay. This is the graph. Graph of secant inverse x exists only right to 1, left to minus 1 on x-axis. And what about its range? Let us see the range. Zero to pi by 2. 0 to pi by 2 there is a graph. At pi by 2 it does not exist. Again pi by 2 to pi also there is a graph. So this is upper limit of the graph. So minus 1 to left side graph exists. Plus 1 to right side graph exists. Means secant inverse x not defined for all the real numbers on x-axis. It is defined for just particular real numbers. Set of those x values is called its domain. So secant inverse x domain is minus infinity to minus 1. There is no problem to define secant inverse x. Minus 1 to 1 it is undefined. Again from 1 to infinity it is defined everywhere. That's why secant inverse x domain is minus infinity to minus 1 union 1 to infinity. Before that, in order to define secant inverse, we have to restrict the domain of secant x. Actual domain of secant x is r minus set of 2n plus 1 into pi by 2 such that n belongs to z. But now, to make it is 1, 1, its domain is restricted to closed 0 comma pi by 2 union pi by 2 open comma pi closed. To range is minus infinity comma minus 1 union 1 to infinity. What about secant inverse x? Its domain will be minus infinity comma minus 1 union 1 comma infinity 2. Range is same as domain of secant x. 0 comma pi by 2 open union open pi by 2 comma closed pi. So these are domain and ranges of secant x and secant inverse x. So secant inverse x domain minus infinity comma minus 1 closed union closed 1 comma infinity. To range is 0 to pi by 2. It doesn't equals to pi by 2. That's why it is asymptote to pi by 2 line. It never touches y is equals to pi by 2 line. And also never touches y is equals to pi line. So that its range is, it can be 0. Because it is touching, it is intersecting x-axis. Starting from closed 0 comma pi by 2 open union open pi by 2 comma pi closed, it can be pi also. At -1 it is equal to pi only. So this is domain and ranges of secant inverse x. And also observe that it's a continuity nature. Graph can be drawn continuously from -infinity to -1. Then after we have to lift the marker, we should start from 1 to infinity. There is no problem to draw the graph from 1 to infinity. It is continuous here also. It is continuous here also. So this region and this region is called a domain of secant inverse x, so that it is continuous everywhere on its domain. Okay, so it is continuous from -1 to left side, from 1 to right side on x-axis. What about its differentiability nature? At -1, we don't know. After -1, we don't know its nature. At 1 also, we don't know its nature. So that's why it is differentiable everywhere except -1. It is differentiable everywhere except 1. So it is differentiable on open interval -infinity comma -1 union 1 comma infinity open interval, or it is not differentiable on closed interval -1 comma 1. Not differentiable on closed interval -1 comma 1 means differentiable other than that part in the set of real numbers. We get same meaning. Of course, what about its increasing decreasing nature? Left to right, as x values are increasing, corresponding graph is also increasing. Left to right, as x values are increasing, corresponding graph is also increasing. So that secant inverse x greater than secant inverse y by implies x is also greater than y. That is increasing function nature. And also, if we draw any line parallel to x-axis, that will intersect the graph at only one point. Even if we draw a line like this, that will intersect the graph at only one point. And also observe that, means that is 1 function. Of course, its range considered as codomain. Secant inverse x is also bisective. And f of secant inverse x is from x-axis to above only. It is always non-negative function. Secant inverse x outcome is always non-negative. Why I am using the word non-negative? It can be 0 also. Just it is not negative. It can be 0 and positive. So that's why secant inverse x is always non-negative function. So this is about secant inverse x. Let's go to another graph, our last graph, that is y is equals to cosecant inverse x. See, cosecant inverse x graph. Let us see few known values about cosecant function first of all. Cosecant pi by 4, of course it is reciprocal of sin pi by 4. Sin pi by 4, already we know that 1 by root 2. Cosecant pi by 4 will be root 2. Cosecant pi by 6 means sin pi by 6. Sin 30 degrees is 1 by 2. Cosecant 30 degrees is 2 itself. Cosecant 60 degrees is 2 by root 3. Because sin 60 degrees is root 3 by 2. Cosecant 0 is infinity. Let's see. Cosecant 90 degrees is 1. Cosecant inverse 1 is equals to 90 degrees. Cosecant pi by 6 is 2. Cosecant 30 degrees is 2. Cosecant inverse 2 will be 30 degrees means somewhere here. Now cosecant inverse infinity will be 0. Next, cosecant inverse minus 1 is minus pi by 2. Cosecant inverse minus 2 will be minus 30 degrees. Cosecant inverse minus infinity will be 0. So this is the graph of cosecant inverse x. So graph neither touch nor intersect x-axis, just it is asymptote of x-axis. See the boundaries of the graph. graph is defined only on x-axis from 1 to right hand side, minus 1 to left hand side, and boundaries of the graph, upper boundary of the graph is y is equals to pi by 2, lower boundary of the graph is y is equals to minus pi by 2. So these are the boundaries. Boundaries are nothing but range. X values where the graph is defined is its domain. So what is the domain of cosecant inverse x now? On x-axis from 1 to right hand side, from minus 1 to left hand side. So that its domain can be written as minus infinity comma minus 1 closed union, closed 1 comma infinity 2. What about its range? Its range is minus pi by 2 open, minus pi by 2 closed to 0. It cannot be 0 because graph is just asymptote of x-axis. If it touches x-axis in the range 0 also will be included. Now at 0 it is open, minus pi by 2 to 0, again 0 to pi by 2. Closed minus pi by 2 comma 0 open union, open 0 comma pi by 2 closed. Graph can be equal to pi by 2 but cannot be equals to 0. That's why at 0 I am writing open interval. And also observe that graph can be drawn continuously without lifting the marker on its domain. Of course, we have to lift the marker to draw the graph of cosecant inverse x on the set of real numbers. I am not saying it is continuous on set of real numbers. Okay, I am saying that it is continuous on its domain. Domain is nothing but except this region only. Between minus 1 and plus 1 there is no graph, means cosecant inverse x does not exist between minus 1 and plus 1. Minus 1 to left side plus 1 to right side exists. That is its domain. In that domain, cosecant inverse x is continuous. And what about differentiability nature? It is differentiable on its domain except minus 1, differentiable on its domain except plus 1, because these are the extreme points of the graph. After that stage onwards, we don't know the nature of the graph. It may have sharp edge, it may be discontinuous, we don't know its nature. That's why, excluding extreme points, it is differentiable everywhere. So it is differentiable on minus infinity comma minus 1 open interval union, open 1 comma infinity. It is 1 function. If we draw any line parallel to x-axis, it will intersect the graph at only one point. That's why it is 1 function. Of course, its range considered as domain, it is also onto function. So because of cosecant inverse x is both 1 and onto, its inverse always exists. So what I am saying, if your function is bijective, its inverse exists. Not only inverse exists, inverse function also bijective. And increasing decreasing nature, you observe. From left to right on x-axis, x values are increasing, but corresponding f of x values are decreasing. From left to right on x-axis, x values are increasing, but corresponding y values are decreasing. So that cosecant inverse x is always decreasing function. So cosecant inverse x greater than cosecant inverse y implies x less than y. Inequality will be reversed. Okay, so this is the nature of cosecant inverse. If you like this video, please share and subscribe Math Tree by TS, my YouTube channel, and also subscribe this channel for Target JEE Mains 2021. And also we can see domains and ranges of all these inverse trigonometric functions in one frame, and it is very easy to remember also. I will explain now. See, the domain and ranges of all the 6 inverse trigonometric functions as like this. See, y is equal to sine inverse x, domain is closed interval minus 1 comma 1, range is closed interval minus pi by 2 comma pi by 2. Y is equal to cos inverse x, domain is same as sine inverse x, closed interval minus 1 comma 1, and range is closed interval 0 comma pi. Third one is y is equal to tan inverse x, domain is r and range is open interval minus pi by 2 comma pi by 2. Fourth one is y is equal to cot inverse x, domain is r and range is open interval 0 comma pi. Fifth one is y is equal to secant inverse x, domain is open interval minus infinity comma minus 1, closed union, closed 1 comma infinity, and range is closed 0 comma pi by 2 open union, open pi by 2 comma pi closed. Cosecant inverse x, domain is same as secant inverse x, open interval minus infinity comma minus 1 union, closed 1 comma infinity, and range is closed minus pi by 2 comma 0 open union 0 to pi by 2. And you see domains of sine inverse x, cos inverse x same, domains of tan inverse x, cot inverse x same, domains of secant inverse x and cosecant inverse x same. And also you see cos inverse x, cot inverse x, sec inverse x. Cos inverse x, cot inverse x, sec inverse x having same types of ranges. How these are same? Cos inverse x range is closed 0 comma pi, but at those extreme points 0 and pi, cot does not exist. That's why in the range of cot inverse x those 2 points are excluded, and secant inverse x does not exist between 0 to pi at pi by 2. That's why in the range of secant inverse x pi by 2 excluded. Very simple to remember. Cos inverse x range, cot inverse x range, secant inverse x range almost same. But wherever secant is undefined, those points are excluded from these sets. Now, sine inverse, tan inverse, cosecant inverse ranges are same. All these ranges are from minus pi by 2 comma pi by 2 closed interval, or between minus pi by 2 and pi by 2 only. That is the range of sine inverse x. But while coming to tan inverse x, tan x is undefined at 90 and minus 90. That's why in the range of tan inverse x, those 2 points are excluded, means we are writing open interval. And while coming to cosecant inverse x, almost its range is also same as sine inverse x. But from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 there is 0. At 0 cosecant is undefined. Because of cosecant is undefined, in the range of cosecant inverse 0 excluded. That's why minus pi by 2 to 0 open at 0, union open 0 to pi by 2. Just accepting 0. Here accepting extreme points. So very simple to remember domains and ranges of inverse trigonometric functions with this trick.